Alright, we got defensive plays on the board here. So we're going to go through it. We got tank, Bradley, tank, Bradley, tank, Stryker, AAV, anti-air vehicles, 2 of them, Logi, 4 Logis, 4 tanks, 3 Bradleys, 2 Strykers, and 2 anti-air vehicles. This is CAS, the last flag defensive strategy. And these are going to be some tank maneuvers, some basic simple ones, and you can get creative based around this. Just you don't want the tanks just sitting still scanning around. Like you can do that, but they'll time it to like say 60 seconds. If nothing happens on the suppression, then you move forward, say to alpha waypoint, and then you're going to move back. Each one, 2 tanks and a Bradley covered by anti-air vehicles, and then like that's just half your brigade. You don't want everybody doing this. You could, but though not the first time. Just test the enemy's reaction to half of them moving up. And then tank. These 2 R's. That's 2 R's, 2 repair stations. So 2 Logis here. It's gonna drop 2 repair stations and be on standby as extra vehicles in view. Which, unless the enemy's really smart, they're not going to target your Logis first, in which they can't because they're dealing with all this. And this formation can move as it needs to around the whole, pulling out the Madden yellow marker here. So yeah, just anything can move and shift as it needs to through these positions. And behind, forward, to the flank of the edge of the map down here. Cover the DOD line and the hill. There's a little mountain here where the enemy could come across with a tank and start taking shots, but though they gotta deal with the tow, hat, tanks and stuff like that. And like that's part of the reason why you go out here. You scan not just the enemy territory in the red here, but though you scan also your flanks and just do maneuvers. And so you can do to alpha waypoint, then you can shift that around, and you can do the delta all the way down to I didn't put Foxtrot, but they'll say Foxtrot waypoints down here, delta echo Foxtrot. You go through the flag, then you reverse, and you just keep on doing simple maneuvers like that. You try to stay away from the edges of fobs in your assets, because you don't, just in case the enemy calls in an area attack, you don't want to pass under it when that's happening. But though you're going to do some interesting maneuvers, just communicate some basic stuff. North side, push to alpha waypoint, then reverse, and you're going to have UAV watching the hills, flying and scanning the hills for targets, marking targets for suppression, like see them hiding, and just coordinate as you need it. You got, again, that is, let's take it off, hold on. That is 6 HMGs, 3 tows, 3 anti-airs, 2 mortars off your super fobs, plus foxholes as the spacers here. Then you got tanks at 20 minutes. That would take 8 guys, 4 tanks. IFVs, Bradleys at 10 minutes. That would take 3 guys. Sorry, 6 guys. So it would take 6 guys. You know how many it takes. And so that's the basis of simple tank maneuvers. Just not keeping the tanks static, keeping the tanks moving, keeping the enemy on their toes, keeping it interesting. To counter the lasers, I think only the commander can see when a tank is being lased, so that's why you got to use those anti-air vehicles to have everything shift around as needed, following the armor, scanning. And you don't want the anti-air vehicles close together. Like, this is just an example, like not even a good example. Anti-air 1 north side, and then anti-air 2 south side. Those are just anti-air vehicles adding on to the two anti-air kits, the 3 anti-air emplacements, and so that's a total of 6 anti-airs between the 2. Wait, sorry, that's 7 anti-airs between the 2 anti-air vehicles, the 2 AA kits, and then the 3 emplacements, 7 anti-airs. So you want those spread out, so if one of them gets lased or taken out, everything covers each other and it's evenly spread. You don't want a hat kit manning a tow You don't want a hat kit next to a tow or even within the same fob, preferably. Just little things like that that you can do to spread things out. Call for common sense. Like make them realize as you teach, tow doesn't go next to, hat kit doesn't go next to tow, and definitely doesn't man the tow, because that would be a waste of firepower. You could have not only 3 tows, but the extra hat kit for anti-tank, so that's 4 heavy anti-tank emplacements, 1's mobile, pretty much. You have the hat kit sit by a crate. Yet he gets his own 2 crates and just launches rounds where he hears enemy armor at in the view distance, through the view distance, to make the enemy react and slow down, and hopefully get an advantage. Everybody, so say you have the enemy coming in 4 tanks, evenly, the same way that you're doing it, like trying to maximize their firepower the best that they can. Let's say they lost some APCs. Actually, no, let's just say they have all their assets evenly. Let's say you have the 4 tanks, the 4 APCs, the 4 tanks, the 3 IFVs, and the 2 APCs. And let's say they have the same. That's going to be a hard fight. But though, some advantages that you have as defender, you can sit there and hear them where they're coming from. And you have some extra things that they don't as an attacker. They can't set up a tow and move your tow, anything like that. They would have to go further back in the view distance where you can't see them, and they would have to take shots with their squad leader markers, marking it through the tow scope to see where it would hit. And if they get a direct marker, they put it on their map first. You put the marker on your map, and then you try to match up the scope marker that you place through your scope on the tow with the marker you place on the map where you know something is. So that's one way to do a view distance shot, and that's basically what the hat's going to be doing with or without a squad leader marker, guiding him to the sound of enemy armor sounds. So let's say you have 4 of them, 4 tanks coming at you. Each tank's going to react differently to a random hat shot, not aimed at anybody coming over them. They might split up, try to go different ways. At worst, they will peak all at the same time in different spots. Say Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, like with their BMPs, like each one's going to peak separately. And if they get a good salvo off while they're peaking and take out some critical assets, it's the timing of everything. It's how you lose stuff. The other day on Yamalia, Witek was, it's not Witek's fault, but though it just happens. Could have done better in certain aspects, but we had 2 APCs, and I needed security to put down a super fob on the island of Yamalia where it's all snow. It was the Eastern Woodlands layout where you can use the open field to cover with a tow and APCs. And the APCs showed up, our friendly APC showed up, then the enemy APC showed up. It's just one after the other. So this is why I prefer the last flag defensive strategy, trying it on any map, but though especially maps like where it provides an extreme advantage to a certain team. Like if you try to do this as mech on Kashan, they have their last flag options are that south village where it's surrounded by hills, and the north outpost where it's also surrounded by hills. This is flat terrain going all directions, met by hills that you can hold them off. You got enough flat terrain here. That's why I like this place. So it's try your best to manipulate the enemy tanks with not just accurate shots, but though before they come into view distance, like the non-critical tank killers like hat kit, tow, like that can reload in 7 seconds, and have the tanks covering it. Say an enemy tank peeks after you shoot a tow, but though that was the whole point, to bait the enemy to come out into view of the tanks that are supporting the tow. It sounds complex the way I'm putting it, but it's really not. It's just tow is there, tank is supporting it, tow shoots towards sound of enemy armor. Enemy's like, they gotta reload, let's see if I can take out that tow first real quick. They're chancing it. and then they get shot by your tanks, and just it's you gotta minus them quickly, and then once you minus all enemy armor, it's just a constant coax suppression through the view distance, UAV guiding, suppression markings for infantry and everything else, keeping their heads down. So forwards to Alpha waypoint, Bravo waypoint, backwards, shift down, do the same at Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, just the whole way. Oh, and then this maneuver number 2 I want to go over. Dang, I should have gone over this earlier. It's making a longer video. Stryker, less valuable vehicles. You send them out and they hook around. I'm going to do that as a separate one.